Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 7.
It is 7 o'clock in this Thursday morning. Eyewitness News is your election authority, and this morning we're learning that the U.S. government is issuing a serious warning, saying foreign countries are actively trying to influence the presidential election and create mistrust in the process. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Patricia Del Rio breaks down what we know about the attempts by Iran and Russia.
We have confirmed that some voter registration information has been obtained by Iran and separately by Russia. We have already seen Iran sending spoofed emails designed to intimidate voters, incite social unrest, and damage President Trump.
Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe confirming the news. Foreign governments attempting to interfere in the U.S. election. It's scary to hear, but Connecticut Secretary of State Denise Merrill says not to fear. Connecticut was prepared for this.
All of this was to be expected, honestly, and a lot of it is going on as we speak.
While today's headline is that Iranians and Russians have voter registration information, Merrill says that info has always been out there.
They have not obtained anything that you could not have obtained yourself, right from our office.
Merrill says the goal appears to be creating mistrust in our elections.
They want people to think, oh my gosh, somebody's in there stealing my data. Oh my gosh, it's just one step toward that, and then they're going to be changing the results of the election. All these suspicions have been generated out there, and that is the end game.
Merrill is confident the authenticity of the election won't be impacted. But Dr. Matthew Schmidt, professor of national security and political science at the University of New Haven, says this may impact turnout.
Most people, it's not going to change them. They're going to go, they're going to vote, they're going to do what they're going to do. But if you change 1, 2, 3, 5% of the 10,000 voters out there and you get them to stay home, that can change an election.
Patricia Del Rio, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Now, these warnings come just hours before the final presidential debate, where plexiglass will be dividing President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. Also keeping the two separate, a mute button that will give each candidate 2 uninterrupted minutes to speak at the start of each topic. Joe Biden has been off the campaign trail preparing for tonight's matchup, but former President Barack Obama was out campaigning for his former VP in Philadelphia yesterday for the first time. He criticized the current administration's handling of the coronavirus pandemic.
So Joe's not going to screw up testing. He's not going to call scientists idiots. He's not going to host a super spreader event at the White House.
President Trump, meanwhile, has been holding rallies in battleground states nearly every night. Yesterday, it was in North Carolina.
If Biden wins, the flag-burning demonstrators on the street will be running your federal government. Don't worry, it's not going to happen.
Tonight's debate starts at 9 o'clock, and you can watch it right here live on Channel 3.
All right. Hi, everybody. We had a little bit of fog this morning, and as you can see, the temperatures there are in the going to be in the mid-70s today, so it's going to be an incredibly mild day of weather. But we did start off with a little bit of dense fog, and unfortunately that impeded some distance traveling this morning. Was a little tough. As you can see, our Channel 3 early warning dual pole radar is scanning the state dry. Foggy conditions in Old Saybrook. You've got a little bit much better visibility in New London. There goes the ferry. Hey, where you going? Take us where you going. We've got a little bit of fog in Rocky Hill, so it's kind of all over the state. You just got to be careful. A little bit of that fog developing in Middletown as well. Hartford, we're starting to see a little bit of the suburbs there in the distance, so a foggy start to say the least. Visibility, wow, Bradley, you're up to 10 miles after almost being at goose eggs this morning. That's good news. But still 3/4 of a mile in Meriden, 1/4 of a mile in New Haven, and 1/4 of a mile in Bridgeport. The temperatures out there this morning are in the upper 50s and low to mid 60s. We should be at 39 for a typical overnight low. We're way up, and we're even up from yesterday, and yesterday was a mild start. The dew points are up there as well, rivaling those temperatures, which means relative humidity is at 100% this morning. The winds are light and variable, so you don't have to worry too much about the wind. Partly sunny skies during the day today. You can see from our regional radar there's not a whole lot going on. And as I widen out the shot here, you'll notice a frontal boundary back to the north and west. Now that is going to kind of just move in our direction, but fizzle and fall apart. You'll see the rain is going to ride up to the north. Not going to have too much to do with us here in Connecticut. It is bringing some substantial rain to the Great Lakes regions, parts of southwest New York, but not for us here in Connecticut. So that system goes by to the north. Look at the snow in the Dakotas. Whoa, that's tough. I'm glad they have it and we don't. We are expecting a partly sunny day today, so that's good news. And then the weekend looks pretty good as well. We'll take a look at early morning futurecast. Tomorrow's weather today shows us an hour-by-hour depiction of this is going a little bit pessimistic. I think we're going to see a little bit more in the way of sunshine as we move through the day today. And then tonight, the clouds and scattered mist and drizzle back with us, and the fog will be with us tomorrow morning when you join us on Channel 3. And then during the day tomorrow, we're back to the partial sunshine in the afternoon, so that's good news. Daytime highs today, upper 60s, low to mid 70s, almost 15 degrees above average. Overnight lows tonight, comfortable for sleeping without air conditioning or heat. Temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 50s, partly to mostly cloudy with areas of dense fog. And then your 7-day forecast includes 70 tomorrow, morning fog burning off to partial sunshine. Saturday, we might see a brief shower. Overall, the weekend looks good. Saturday will be mild and Sunday will be seasonably cool. A cold front could stir up a few isolated showers Saturday afternoon. Monday morning rain, and then Tuesday afternoon rain. Wednesday looks good. All right, that's a check of your early morning forecast. Nicole, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Scott. We have the latest now on the coronavirus in Connecticut. The state's positivity rate is down slightly to 2.6% this morning. We know that there are more than 400 new confirmed cases and 8 more deaths. Speaking of the coronavirus, Suffield is moving some of its schools to remote learning this morning to keep students and staff safe during a coronavirus outbreak. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Caitlin Nicole explains what parents there need to know.
Suffield schools are the latest to be impacted by COVID-19. Officials say this week they've had 2 positive cases at the middle school and 3 at the high school. And now anyone who has potentially been in close contact with someone who tested positive has been advised to self-quarantine. This resulted in 14 staff members at the middle school and 22 at the high school quarantining. The superintendent says the district can't get enough substitute teachers to fill those 36 spots, so they'll be moving students home to learn. Officials say high school students will start full distance learning today through October 27th. And the middle school will have a remote model starting October 28th through November 2nd. For the other days, the school system is bringing in secondary support staff so that students can return to the building for in-person learning. In a statement, the superintendent said, "I apologize for the continued effects of COVID-19 on our parents, staff, and most importantly, our wonderful students. I assure you that we will get through this together, and I wish you good health over the next several weeks."
Caitlin Nicole, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, breaking overnight, East Street in Hartford is back open this morning after police spent the night conducting an investigation there. There is not a lot of information, but we do know there were evidence markers out on the road, and the focus seemed to be on a car right in the middle of the street. We've been making calls and continuing to try and gather some more information for you as to what happened, and as soon as we have some more updates, we'll make sure to pass it along to you on the Channel 3 app. A Hartford firefighter is recovering after a floor collapsed while he was putting out flames at a home on Zion Street. It happened around 9 o'clock last night at a 2-family home. We know that he was taken to the hospital to be checked out, and he is expected to be okay, fortunately. But 5 adults and 4 kids are without a place to stay right now, and the cause of the fire still remains under investigation. Thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News this morning. Remember, you can get any news and weather updates anytime on the Channel 3 app. Have a great day, everyone.